Hey, assalamu alaikum. Welcome to episode 4 of the Courtship Code, brought to you by Black Muslim Single Society and hosted by me, Zara J. Hope you guys are having a wonderful week, and I hope so far you have been enjoying this season of masculinity and femininity and courtship and all those good things that we're talking about. And we're going to continue with this theme for the rest of the season, so make sure that you have those pen and papers ready so that you can take notes, so you can get ready to just fully embrace your womanhood and your manhood and show up better for each other in courtship, and most importantly, show it better for ourselves. So this week, we are going to be talking about why it's important to lean back. Now, this episode is geared a little bit more towards women, even though the last couple of episodes we did one on masculinity, one on femininity. Both of the episodes, kind of both genders, will be able to enjoy and gain benefit from. This one is more geared towards women. So if you are a lady tuning in, thank you. We appreciate you. If you are a man, you're still more than welcome to pull up a chair, pull up an ear, and tune into this episode, because I'm sure you can learn or just support some of the things that are being said, inshallah. As always, if you are interested in matchmaking or you're looking for a partner, make sure that you go to blackmuslimsinglesociety.com. Check out all the different options that we have available for matchmaking. We also have a really special offer. All you have to do is go to our website, drop your email in the subscription box, and you'll get a special offer sent directly to your email. And we also preparing for our Ramadan giveaway. We are giving away 4 basic profile memberships for 12 months to be entered into our Match Society. We're giving one away every week during the month of Ramadan. And the only way that you could possibly benefit from that is to already be subscribed to our mailing list. So you have to subscribe to our mailing list to be able to be one of the random winners selected. And if you are selected and you already have a membership or you're already a matchmaking member, you can just simply gift it away to someone. It's a month of giving, so don't be too afraid to give that gift away. But we are going to be giving away 4 memberships during the month of Ramadan, so I'm sure that you guys would really enjoy that. So just make sure that you're subscribed. As always, make sure you are following us on Instagram at Black Muslim Single Society. Like us on Facebook, Black Muslim Single Society. You are checking us out on YouTube. Make sure that you hit the like button, share, comment, anywhere that you are listening to this. Make sure that you leave us a comment. Engage. Let us know what you think. Let us know your thoughts. Interact with us. We need feedback. And make sure that you share. Help us to grow our community. Show us some love and support. That's how you support any business, Black business, Muslim businesses, period, is by sharing, commenting, engaging, letting other people know, spreading the word. It costs you absolutely nothing. So if you do enjoy it, make sure that you do that and you give us support by doing that, just like you give any other business or any other show support. And if you're listening on the Anchor app or Spotify or Apple or any other Google podcast, make sure that you hit that star, that you subscribe to it, so you can always get notifications of updates, and subscribe on the YouTube channel as well. So as I said, this week we are going to be talking about the importance of leaning back. Now, the concept of leaning back is something that directly ties in with femininity. So this is kind of a continuation of that. But this is also going to be breaking down about how to use this during courtship and the benefits of it. So ladies, if you struggle a little bit with control or anxiety or apprehension, just different, anxious thoughts and feelings during courtship, or if you find yourself always channeling more of that masculine energy where you're pushing and driving the relationship all the time, this is going to be the podcast for you. So make sure that you're tuning in, and let's get started. And why do you need to lean back? What is leaning back? What is this concept? What are you talking about, Zara? I know. Leaning back. What do you mean by that? That's so funny, because when we go over the femininity crash course with sisters in matchmaking, that's one of the questions, like, what do you mean by lean back? How do I lean back? Or I struggle with leaning back. I know that this is something I need to work on, but I just don't really know how to do it. So what is leaning back? So the whole concept of leaning back is going to be beneficial to any woman and any man as well who wants to step up more in a relationship, but any woman who finds herself complaining about men not being men not being strong leaders. You know, this doesn't matter if you are having these feelings, whether it's in courtship or if it's in marriage. We find a lot of married women or women who have been married before in relationships, they have this complaint, right? He doesn't know how to lead. He's not a strong leader. Men aren't men anymore. I have to make all the decisions. I have to do all the work. You know, if it wasn't for me, this thing wouldn't be held together or moving forward or whatever it is. Don't get me wrong. Women definitely play their parts. But understanding how to lean back, especially during courtship, is going to help you make better decisions about if this guy is the right leader for you. Now, if a man is a good leader or not is kind of subjective, because how it might benefit one woman versus another woman can vary and really depend on different things. It depends on the balance of their masculine and feminine energy when they're engaging with one another. It depends on their intellectual compatibility, their emotional compatibility, all these different factors that can, you know, determine whether or not a man or woman, they feel as though they're a good fit for one another, or that woman respects that man's leadership, or that man respects that woman's submission or agreement and cooperation with him in that relationship. So it really varies. Sometimes you see a couple and they just clash, they just don't work. And then you see that same man or that same woman with someone else and it just fits perfectly. So I wouldn't take that too personal. It is what it is when it comes to tension, when it comes to the way the energy flows between a person. But you can definitely do things and change things in how you engage with one another to allow a different experience. And especially if you find yourself feeling drained, you find yourself not really enjoying the leadership or those strong masculine qualities in a man, you might have to look within yourself. You may have to check and make sure that you are leaning back and that you are giving him that opportunity to lead. Now, as I've said in other podcasts during this series of masculine and femininity, understanding that our society doesn't really condition us to have these more natural, free flows of energy between a man and a woman as traditionally we would have. Between the feminist movement, between capitalism, and just different ways that our traditions in society have been broken, we don't engage with one another in the same traditional sense that is more aligned with our fitra as human beings and as man and woman as traditionally we would have. So even though you are a very intelligent woman, you're a very capable woman, you know, you are career ambitious, you're intelligent, you have all these great things, there's still something inside of you yearning for relief. There's still something inside of you yearning for a man to step up when it's in an intimate relationship. You know, it doesn't matter what you do for a living, what your education status is. These things across the board definitely are desires that women have. We deal with Black Muslim professionals for matchmaking, and we have women from all walks of, just some amazing Muslims, not just the women, the men too. We just have some amazing people in our ummah. Like it's amazing to me, the men and women that I meet through matchmaking. And we have so many intelligent, ambitious, just really goal-oriented, amazing men and women. But a lot of the issues that people are facing are so similar. Not really anything is too unique. Most problems are really similar. And where the coaching becomes beneficial to help break some of that, and why this podcast, alhamdulillah, has been successful, has been beneficial to people, is because most people are experiencing a lot of the same struggles. And I think we're starting to come to a turning point in society where we're realizing that just as men and women, we have certain desires and needs that we can't keep denying because of narratives that have been told to us. So when it comes to leaning back, it's really important for you to do this as a woman. One, I would say, and first and foremost, is in order for you to make sure that this man is the right man for you. If you are dictating, if you're controlling, if you're pushing things forward, If you are always in a space of dominating, whether that's dominating the conversation, dominating the direction, you are the one always initiating everything, then you don't really give that man space to show you his level of interest. You're not giving him space to make sure that he can fit your needs, because you want to qualify this man too. A lot of times women are in this space of wanting to impress, wanting to please, wanting to feel assured or affirmed, wanting him to like her, and really being concerned, overly concerned with being likable or being liked, or does he like me? How does he feel about me? Does he want me? And working to secure that space. And when you're showing up inauthentic and you are showing up in a way that is taking you out of your just natural state of just being able to just freely enjoy him, live in the moment, right? Be more of a nurturer than a controller or worrier, because worry, concern, control, all those things are masculine energies. But when you're in that space of trying to just, be more agenda based, all of that, looking for an end game or end goal, looking to achieve something, you're operating more in that masculine energy. And the problem with that is that if you do go on to marry this person, now the roles have already been defined, where you are expected to do, to push, to move, to strategize, to be that more logical person in the relationship, and he becomes accustomed to not having to do those things. So in order for you to make sure that you're getting this fully masculine man that you desire, to make sure that you're getting the man that you want with the leadership skills that you desire, you have to learn how to lean back. Now, I know what you're saying. I know you might be thinking, but what if he makes wrong decisions? But what if he makes mistakes? But what if he's leading in a direction I don't like? Great. The good thing is, if that man is leading in a direction that you don't like, you have the option to get off of the ride. You have the option to be like, you know what? I like this bus over here a lot better than the direction that your bus is going in. You have that option. And that's why you need to do this and embody this during courtship before you fully commit to it. But you can't do that if you're trying to jump in the passenger seat, or you're trying to jump in the driver's seat, even more so, and stir the direction. So placing yourself into more of a state of observation and allowing yourself to really pay attention to who this man is. What are his values? How does he navigate through struggles? What are the things that he just naturally does well? How does he show up? What is his direction in life? What is his vision? Does his words align with his actions? Do I trust this man to be my leader? You need to really, really pay attention to that while you are engaging with this man, so that you can feel certain about his direction. If you want a man who's going to step up, you want a man that's going to be a strong leader, you have to make sure that you are a woman who's going to be willing to comply and cooperate. And it's not easy. It's not easy. It's going to take some cooperation. It's going to take some challenges. It's going to take some pushing. It's going to take some moments of silence. And I'm not saying like just shut up and be a woman. I'm definitely not saying that. But you're going to have to learn to pull back some, pay attention, to listen, and to be willing to allow him to dictate, knowing that there may be some mistakes in that, right? Because even if you were a part of an army and that's your general or sergeant, I don't know what the commander is named technically is in the military, but let's say sergeant or chief, right? That's a good word. He's your chief. And you have this chief and you're a part of his army. You have to trust that he's going to lead you to victory. And guess what? Somebody has to lose, right? That chief might make a mistake. He might lose some battles, but it doesn't matter. You're still a part of that team, and you have to be willing to ride with that and be okay with that. So the only way that you're going to get to that place confidently during the marriage, or be really secure during the marriage with leadership skills, is to start to embody that and to practice that during courtship. Now, the second reason why you need to learn to lean back is so that you can better connect with your feelings. Again, going back to that state of observation, when you're able to connect with your feelings, you're able to qualify him as a man and really ask yourself, how do I feel about the choices that he's making? How do I feel about the things that he's saying? How do I feel about the direction that he's taking this? Now, you might say this to yourself during courtship, but a lot of times it's from more of a place of reacting, where you're reacting to the things that he says, reacting to the things that he does, reacting to the choices that he makes, and not so much leaning back and allowing yourself to sit in your feelings, decide how you feel for yourself about things, and then making a decision from there for yourself, not for him, not for an agenda, not for something that you're trying to accomplish. Well, I feel this way, so let me try to manipulate the situation so that I can still get him, so I can still get married, so we can still be together. That's being very masculine. That's being very goal-oriented, very agenda-based. It's doing things in a way where it's causing you to strategize and manipulate. And those are all things that you don't want to embody as a feminine woman. So if you want to take on more of those feminine aspects and learn how to lean back, you're going to have to learn to connect with your feelings and make decisions for you. Are you okay with what you're seeing? How do you feel? Before reacting to it, settle in on your feelings. So that might mean putting the phone down and not responding. That might mean when you're in front of each other to take more time to be silent, to settle in on your feelings before speaking on them, to allow things to process. And by doing that, you're going to be more feeling oriented. You're going to understand how to approach situations from a more place of femininity. And you're going to be able to feel more confident in the decisions that you make for yourself when it comes to that relationship or that courtship or just that man. It's going to help you build confidence around your feelings towards him because you're not in a state of reacting. You're not in a state of trying to accomplish or gain something from him. You're really in a state of asking yourself, am I okay with this? Will I be okay with this? And how do I feel? And if you feel good, then keep pursuing the relationship. And if you don't feel good and it really is a conflict for you, then you can either talk about it and approach it from a feminine place, or you can make the decision that it's not right for you. But you're doing it from a state of observation, so you're not as attached to the outcome. And that's how you become detached to the outcome and more focused on the feelings that you have inside. Number 3. The third reason why you want to lean back or you need to start leaning back during courtship or in your relationships is in order to release the pressure and to focus more on yourself first. So when you are putting so much pressure into the relationship, all your attention is on that man. All that focus is on that man. You're trying to call and text all the time. You're trying to be the center of attention. Me, I need. You're probably distracted from other areas of your life that you could be pouring into, such as, let's say, health and fitness, let's say career, education, or taking care of your home, taking care of yourself, spending time with your family and friends, just putting more energy into things that you love. By maintaining energy and things that make you feel positive, things that you love to do, then you're naturally going to radiate from a place of positivity and you're going to feel good. And by doing those things, by keeping up with yourself, by living your personal best, by focusing on you and putting your goals and your feelings first, not saying to be selfish, but just to continue focusing on building yourself up and moving yourself forward, you naturally are going to become a challenge without challenging him. And you're naturally going to increase in value because he's going to see you as a woman who, one, is valuable, a woman who also has her own life and has things that she enjoys and things that she's happy. And he's going to want to be a part of that experience. He's going to gravitate towards that. He's going to be attracted to that. A lot of times when women are first meeting someone, or they first get married, or they're first entering a relationship, they are kind of living their best life, right? You ever notice that when you're really happy and things are going well, that's when you usually attract and radiate out to meet someone really amazing that you're really attracted to. But then what happens? You get super wrapped up in this man. You stop doing the things that you enjoy. You stop focusing on your goals. You stop spending time with your girlfriends. You stop doing the same activities that made you look really attractive to him. And now all your focus and your attention goes into that man. He starts to pull back some. He starts to feel smothered. He starts to feel like too much of your focus is in on him. And then things start to collapse. So in order to release that pressure of him having to please you, having to do things just for you and having to be that focus of your life, you need to detach some and to put more focus on yourself. Keep doing things that makes you happy. And that's all the energy of leaning back, because by giving that space in the relationship, by giving him space to come to you, by giving the relationship space to grow, to see how it naturally develops, you're going to be able to continue to foster and maintain your feminine energy without smothering, without clinging, without being quote unquote needy and needing validation, needing attention, needing a lot from him. Now, that's not saying that you'll never need attention, because of course, women need attention. Women need validation. Men need attention and validation too. It's a two-way street, but there's going to be a healthy balance of it versus me, I. It has to happen. I need it to happen. All this pressure that you're applying that's going to kind of strangle the relationship. So you do that by just leaning back, releasing that pressure, learning to let go, and putting more focus on yourself. Now, the last thing that we want to break down for you on why you need to lean back in your courtships is for you to be, again, confident and unattached to the outcome. When you put all your beans into a person, is that even right? All your eggs in one basket, all your focus on one person. You know what I mean? When you are doing that, you're usually coming from a place of desperation because you just so desperately need that validation. You just so desperately need for this to happen. You need him to marry you. You need it to work out. And that's going to make you look really insecure. It's going to make you look less confident. It's going to take away from some of your attraction, right? And some of your attractiveness. So in order for you to feel confident, not just so he sees you as confident, but for you to feel confident and in control of yourself, you want to make sure that you're leaning back, giving space in that relationship so that you're less attached to the outcome. Again, by being in a place of observation, by being connected to your feelings, by releasing some of that pressure and focusing on yourself, you're allowed to make the best decision for you. You're not going to be so attached to, I have to marry this person, but be open to the possibility that this may be the right person for me to marry. It may not be. And I'm going to give him space as a man to show me that he's interested in me, to show me that he's the right man for me, and to show me that this is our direction that we should be going in. But you can't do that if you are getting ahead of him, if you're directing him, if you're pushing him, and if you're in that space where he doesn't have the opportunity to show up for you. So that's a little quick tidbit for you guys today on this week's episode of Courtship Code about why you need to lean back. If you have any questions, comments, make sure that you comment on the YouTube channel, comment on our Instagram or Facebook. Let us know how you feel. Like I said, share, comment. And if you're interested in matchmaking, we are always looking for matches. Make sure that you guys get with us by going to the website. You can also shoot us an email, contact us, and go ahead and take care of that so we can make sure that you are available for our matches. And inshallah, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. Assalamu alaikum.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.